Hi there, I'm Ryan Capaccio, co-founder of Simplicity Trading Systems. Welcome to the Blue2 Signal tutorial, a beginner's guide to identifying consolidation and short-term upward trends. The Blue2 signal is just one of 7 signals offered in the Endeavor add-on for Metastock. When all the signals are used together, you'll be able to predict the future movements of your favorite securities. Now, let's get started. So, what are Blue2 signals? Well, simply put, Blue2 signals represent price experiencing short-term consolidation before creating momentum. Price is likely to move sideways before developing a short-term upward trend. This means you'll no longer be surprised by periods of consolidation before a short-term trend develops. Our Blue2 signal will identify these areas for you. So, the question is, how do you find them? You begin by opening the Power Console inside Metastock and clicking the P icon in the top left corner of the screen. From there are 2 ways to bring up a securities chart. The first way, if you know the ticker symbol, simply enter it into the Instrument section. For our example, we're going to use ticker symbol JNJ. Then make sure your range is set to Load Default Records and Display is set to 500 records. And click Open Chart in the bottom right-hand corner. Your chart will then open. If you're wondering what time frame these charts are in, we use daily bar charts, which means every bar on the chart represents 1 trading day. We recommend that you use daily charts when using Endeavor. Now, to show the second way to open a chart, we're going to go back to the Power Console and click the Explorer tab on the left-hand side. The Explorer function is used to scan a list of securities and identify the criteria you're looking for. For instance, we're looking for a list of securities that have a Blue2 signal and are in a position to consolidate before making short-term upward trends. Simply select Endeavor Blue2, and remember to make sure your data loading section is set to Records to Load 500. Then select the list that you want to run the scan on. I'm going to use our client stock list. This is a custom list created by our Simplicity team that is available to all of our subscribers. The list is populated with hand-picked securities that have an excellent track record when used with the Endeavor colors. If you need a copy of this list, simply send an email to about@simplicitytradingsystems.com and a member of our team will send the list to you. Next, click the Start Exploration button in the bottom right corner. When the scan is complete, click the Reports button. Then choose from a list of securities. In this case, there happens to be only one, so for this example, I'll select ticker symbol JNJ and click Open Chart in the top right corner. Now that our chart is open, we need to apply our Endeavor and Discovery template to see which category price is in. To do this, simply right-click on the chart, click Apply Template, then scroll all the way down to STS Endeavor and Discovery Template. Next, click the Apply button in the bottom right corner. You'll notice there's now a ribbon on the bottom of your chart that shows price in the Endeavor category. If you applied the template and received an error message, that's because Endeavor requires a security to have a minimum of 201 trading days to begin working, so it won't work on any new IPO until the minimum number of days is met. After the ribbon appears on the bottom of your chart, our next step is to apply our Blue2 signal. To do this, click the Expert Advisor icon on the top of the screen. Then select Endeavor Blue2 and click the Attach button. Next, close the Expert Advisor window. You'll notice a Blue2 signal will appear on your chart, along with an alert box, informing us that Blue2 occurred and that price is likely to consolidate before developing a short-term upward trend. Price must close above the TP for multiple days with higher highs and positive bars to confirm the signal. Check Blue2's commentary for the trigger point and smart getouts. After you've read the message, click the OK button. The next step is to bring up our commentary so we can identify our trigger point and smart getouts. But first, let's zoom in a little on the chart. by clicking on the plus icon in the bottom right corner. Now, click View in the top left corner and click Expert Commentary. When the commentary window opens, you'll find a wide variety of useful information, starting with the definition of Bluetooth and the guidelines required to confirm the signal. Let's take a quick look at the information one section at a time, starting with the definition of Bluetooth. Bluetooth signals represent price experiencing short-term consolidation before creating momentum. Price is likely to move sideways before developing a short-term upward trend. Price must close above the trigger point for multiple days with higher highs and positive bars to confirm the signal. Now, the definition of Bluetooth refers to a term that you may not be familiar with. Trigger point. A trigger point, also referred to as TP, is a price that, if crossed, confirms the signal. Now, no action should be considered until the TP is crossed. We use trigger points to help prevent us from getting whipsawed when entering a trade. The next section in the commentary is labeled Smart Getouts that apply to Bluetooth. This is a quick reminder of the 3 smart getouts that can be used when analyzing Bluetooth movements. You'll notice that 2 out of the 3 initials have symbols next to them. These symbols indicate smart getouts that will appear on your chart if applied. To apply them, simply go back to the Expert Advisor and click on the corresponding initials. Let's quickly go through each one of these smart getouts. EW, which stands for early warning, help identify when a downward movement may occur during an upward trend. So when you're in a trade that's making a nice upward trend and you receive an early warning signal, you'll know that price is about to dip or move down. ES, which stands for exit signal, identifies when price is breaking down, signaling the end of upward momentum. When you receive an exit signal, you'll know that price has finished its upward momentum and is likely to make a large push down. EER, which stands for estimated exit range, help identify how low price would have to fall before an exit signal will occur on your chart. Unlike most systems, Endeavor doesn't leave you guessing when and where an exit signal will appear. You can always check the EER figures to get an up-to-date prediction on where the next exit signal is likely to occur, allowing you time to gauge your risk. Next, we have our Bluetooth date, which shows the date on the chart where the Bluetooth signal occurred. Below the date, you'll find the trigger point, which is the most important piece of information in the commentary. Our trigger point is 127.51. Remember, for a Bluetooth signal to be confirmed, price must close above the trigger point for multiple days with higher highs and positive bars. Now, to get a better idea of how far price has to rise to cross the trigger point, let's mark 127.51 on the chart with a horizontal blue line. To do this, simply click the horizontal line icon on the left-hand side. Place the line anywhere on the chart, then double-click on it. Type in the value of the trigger point, 127.51, and if you want to choose the color of your line, select Color and Style. Then click OK. You'll notice a line has appeared on the chart that represents 127.51. I've also added the price on top of the blue line for your reference. Now that we know our trigger point, let's scroll down in the commentary to the estimated exit range. Remember, the estimated exit range, also known as EER, identifies how low price can fall before an exit signal will occur. EER figures are what we refer to as floating figures, meaning they change depending on the price of the security. As price rises, the figures will rise with it. As long as the price of the security stays above the EER figures, you will not receive an exit signal. Now, to get a better idea of how far price would have to fall to enter the estimated exit range, let's mark 123.22 through 121.78 on the chart with a horizontal red line. To begin, click the horizontal line icon on the left-hand side. Place the line anywhere on the chart and double-click on it. Then type 123.22 in the value section. then click OK. A new line, which I have made red, has appeared on the chart. I have also added the price of 123.22 on top of the line for your reference. Select the horizontal line icon again, place the line anywhere in the chart and double click on it, and type in 121.78 in the value section. Then click OK. Again, a new red line has appeared on the chart, and I have added the price of 121.78 on top of it. We now have our estimated exit range figures marked on the chart, and we know how far price would have to fall for an exit signal to occur. Now, throughout this process, I've used a few terms that you may not be familiar with, terms that mainly pertain to the smart getouts. It's not necessary to memorize any of the definitions that we've discussed. If you continue scrolling down in the commentary, you'll find a section called Smart Getouts that apply to Blue 2. In this section, we've provided the definitions of the unfamiliar terms, as well as a link to more tutorial videos like the one you're watching now. We are now finished with our commentary window, and it's okay to close it. To do this, click the X in the top right corner of the commentary window. Now, let's quickly recap what we know. If price closes above the trigger point of 127.51 for multiple days with higher highs and positive bars, the Blue 2 signal will be confirmed, and you can expect a short-term upward trend to develop after the period of consolidation. However, if price falls after the trigger point has been confirmed, then we know an exit signal is likely to occur if price closes in between or below our estimated exit range of 123.22 through 121.78. Let's move forward in time and see if our signal gets confirmed. We can see the next day that our trigger point is crossed, but this does not mean that our Blue 2 signal is confirmed. Instead, we should expect price to begin to consolidate. Let's continue moving forward in time and see how long the consolidation lasts. It has now been 7 days since the trigger point was first crossed, and price is still consolidating, just as we expected. We'll move forward in time again. Finally, 12 days after price originally crossed the trigger point, we get multiple days where price closes above the TP with higher highs and positive bars, which confirms our signal. It is now safe to enter the trade, and you should expect a short-term upward trend to develop. Let's move forward in time again. You'll notice that one of the price bars has turned red. If this happens, an alert box will appear with a movement warning, advising you to proceed with caution. Price has moved up too fast and could be overextended while the bars are red. After you've read the message, click the OK button. Now, it's safe to stay in your trade if the bars turn red, although we recommend exiting if you get 2 or more consecutive red bars, followed by an early warning signal that gets confirmed. This usually occurs at highs, and the red bars are a good indication that price has overextended itself. Since price is now moving higher, let's quickly go back into our commentary and check the EER figures, because remember, as price moves up, the EER will move up as well. Select View in the top left corner, and click Expert Commentary. Then scroll down to Estimated Exit Range. As you can see, the original figures on the chart are 123.22 through 121.78, but our new estimated exit range is 125.18 through 124.04. As price continues to rise, you should check the commentary for the updated EER figures, so you always know your risk. I'll now update my lines on the chart to show how the figures have changed. And then close the commentary window by clicking the X in the top right corner. I'm going to move forward in time again and see how the trend developed. I will also update the EER so you can see the risk tighten as price continues to move up. Here we can see our trigger point was 127.51, but the trade was not entered until the signal was confirmed, so the actual entry was around 130.08. And in 13 days, you not only make over 4.5%, but you are 100% prepared for price to consolidate before creating a short-term upward trend. Once you get used to using all the features that Blue has to offer, you'll be able to analyze potential trades in minutes. Remember, Blue 2 is just one of 7 signals in the Endeavor add-on for Metastock, so don't forget to check out the videos on all the other signals. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and as always, if you have any questions, or if you have an idea for a tutorial that you think will help others, you can contact us at about@simplicitytradingsystems.com.